What's up, Reefers? Welcome to Alex Power Corals. This is Alex Wilson, your host, and this is my video log where you can learn from my mistakes. So let's come check it out. Alright, so here's a shot of my aquariums today, and this is a shot of the 20-gallon quarantine and the main display over here. Let's check them out. And last but not least, I have the coral scrubber down here. So let's check it out. And one thing that I'm continuing recovering the lighting from the toxic dinoflagellate nightmare. I have the blues on 100%. I have the cool whites now at 40% on this aquarium, and then on the 20-gallon quarantine, I have the blues at 100%, and then I have the cool whites at 80%. So, but right, little thing. All right, we got the cool whites going on here. We're checking now, making sure that the toxic dinoflagellate nightmare doesn't make a recovering nightmare. So we don't want it to recover and come back. So good so far. And so probably increasing the lighting a little bit more than I should, but just a little bit worried about the clams. I want them to get some brighter light on them, number one. Number two, all of the aquaporas that I have in my 20-gallon quarantine, and then I'm trying to keep the lighting such that it's similar, that the main display is the same as the other aquarium. So yeah, so good so far. And one thing, we got the fishbowl up here, right here, yellow tank fishbowl. I'm trying to see, by the way, these are worm feeders. Really love the worm feeders. I put all kinds of algae in them for the fish, and it holds it in there where they can eat it just little by little as they want to, as they get hungry. And so right here though, what I tried a little experiment, and then instead of adding his normal nori, I grabbed some straight hair algae. Yep, straight hair algae down from in the coral scrubber, and stuck it up here into his fish bowl. And yeah, he was definitely eating it just a second ago. So I'm certainly, come on, yellow tank, come over here and show everybody how you get to eat hair algae straight from the coral scrubber. So yeah, he was definitely up there eating it, no problem, just a second ago. So he's surely shy, but we'll come up there and get it. But yeah, you could get some hair algae. He was pulling it straight out right there. So yeah, I didn't even. Maybe I should have cut it up a little bit, but I just stuck the whole piece of hair algae in there without ripping up maybe a little bit. But yeah, probably supposed to feed him nori and a mix of mysis flake as well. So checking it out. Other than that, let's check out this mushroom corner over here. That's right. Got this bounce. Homemade bounce discosoma right now, and yeah, it certainly has the little bounce bubbles on it. If you see, definitely have gotten a little bit bigger, and there are more of them. So I guess it look pretty wild. Well, once it was completely covered with bigger bubbles like that, it looked pretty good. And got a wide selection. We've got a collection of mushrooms over here. Definitely got the purple rhodactis, orange rhodactis, all of the fuzzy rhodactis right here. Got the green, and I just got the straight purple, light blue, kind of brownish rhodactis. I got the recordias, and right there, so looking good. I also put in the couple of the snails that I had over in the 20-gallon, and the hammer is looking good. It's getting a nice color to them, as well as the frog swan. And it got this meat band underneath them. Looks pretty good, nice and healthy and thick. So definitely that's one of the things to be looking for. And I believe a Reef dude was talking about the meat band on his Euphilia. So definitely thanks to Reef dudes over there, and their nice videos as well. So yeah, definitely check him out as well. Another YouTube channel I would highly recommend. So, okay, Yellow Tank, come over here, eat the. Well, anyway, surely he'll come over here, and he's tripping on the camera. He'll be up there eating it just like once we come over here and film something else. So let's check out what I did do is I moved over, that's right, I moved over the Christmas tree worm rock. Oh yes, and by the way, if you saw my last video, it was talking about the live rock, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more of venting or minting or therapy on the live rock. And so live rock is definitely the secret sauce. The Reef Aquarium secret sauce, that has been a secret sauce for decades and decades, that has allowed us to be able to successfully, grow and sustain corals, and to recreate micro reefs. And so, but it didn't work before, where you just try to have your crushed, dead, back in the 60s, they had in the 50s, and the dead coral marine aquariums with just the dead coral decoration, and you just bleach them out to clean them. You put some corals and some life in those, and obviously they would die, and so now that it was a whole big discovery of the live rock, and the realization that you could put just use the whole thing filled with live rock, and it would be able to establish a whole reef and be able to live and grow corals and everything else, right? So now that with the lack of availability of the live rock, there's all this dry rock, and so now that people are just a lot of people have been forced to just grab the dry rock, and try to use the dry rock and maybe a little bit of something to seed them and all this stuff. Well, essentially what we're going back to is just the same bleached coral, sterile, type of rock system that where you're trying to establish the whole bacteria and algae and everything else to try to get it going. And we're going backwards instead of forwards. So we got to go back to the natural live rock, where you get the whole ecosystem established. And what's one thing we can try to figure out what's going on with the whole the whole process there of establishing. I think it's just it's one of these processes that's been established by the reefing community, and that was established like in Germany within the Berlin method and that, and it's just I believe it's just something that works, and we didn't know why, and a lot of people were doing it, and we had such good results with it, and yet we didn't know why, that it was in fact because we were using 100% live rock aquariums, from the very get-go. And so one point thing I just want to stress is that the whole point is to be able to have an instant reef. How do you get that instant, really quick reef? And everyone was taking it for granted and just doing it, and not knowing why or how, what was going on, but that's what was going on. Boom, you put the rock in there, you can cycle it in as fast as from like 1 to 2 months, boom, and then it's ready for corals. Instant aquarium maturity. That's something I think that's important for Aquarius to remember, that we're trying to get that instant aquarium, instant reef. Well, how do you get that instant reef? Well, you get that through maturity, aquarium maturity. So then how do you get that maturity? Well, you get it through live rock. So when you put the live rock in there, boom, it goes through has a lot of life on it, a lot of it dies off, it goes through a huge cycling process, and not only do you get your phosphates, your nitrates, your potassium, and all of the other nutrients in there, but you also get dissolved organics, you also get your detritus, and all of this stuff isn't all bad. It's good and bad. But what you get with it is maturity. So you get your instant maturity, which gives you your instant reef, which is a goal for a lot of new aquariums, Aquarius, and it's definitely tough to get on new systems where you don't have a whole bunch of established systems and established rock that you can pull from, where you're starting from scratch. So at least that's my 2 cents on that one, guys. Okay, let's check out the Christmas tree worm rock. Here it is, guys. You saw it here first. close. Oh, getting too close. They're all closing up because of the camera. Or maybe I'm just talking too loud. They're like, oh, we can hear this guy. He's just making way too much noise over here with this camera. We're going to close up. But here's a shot of it. I moved him over here from my quarantine aquarium. Put him right here. See how it's going to do. I'm not sure if it's going to get a little bit too much flow right here. I put the other one up here in front of it. It's this one as well. Might get a little bit too much flow on them. I don't know if they're opening up, not as much. But anyway, these are the micro ones, and they're so small you could hardly see them right here. But definitely the parietes looking good with the green, as well as I don't know what's going on with this coralline algae right there. They see the parietes is starting. Let me get a really close up view of them as possible. You can see how the parietes is starting to fold up and over. So I don't know, or if it's the coralline algae is pushing it down and out, and so I don't know if the coralline algae is just like gonna win this battle, is completely destroying the parietes, or what. I mean, maybe I should get in there and try to get a toothpick and chisel out the coralline algae. I don't know. So that's just gonna leave it be for now. Hopefully it'll be okay. But yeah, here's a shot of these feather dusters, and there's certainly small ones. There's one right there. See, open nicely, but they are small. By contrast, here are the super big feather dusters right here, and I have a total of 13 of them. Feather dusters right here. There's one down here, almost touching the. He's got enough room there for him though. That one's a slight browner. One down there, and they have a couple holes that they're not. Well, this hole right here is interesting, and this is the hermit crab that's in there. Micro hermit crab. At first I just thought it was nothing right there, but it turns out that is in fact hermit crab. It's funny, he's out, so you can barely see him right there. And they have, I think, one or two bigger holes that obviously I think that they were the Christmas tree worm rocks, and that they died off at, right? So there's a couple empty holes. There's one back there, and there's one on the other side. So I don't know, I think they're just ones that were there. They're long died off, I'd assume. And here's one right here that's in with these bigger ones, yet it's smaller. So is this a different species, or is this just an immature feather duster worm? So I don't know. Being that it's with these bigger ones, maybe it is just a juvenile feather duster worm. And maybe, maybe they grow really slow. So I mean, maybe it takes them years and years and years to go from this small one right here to the big one right here. And so just checking out the parietes on here as well. There's a brown and white one right here. It's tripping on the camera. I also have see these other little holes right here. These 1, 2, 3, 4 holes right here. None of you can catch them on camera, but they are in fact these barnacles. So I have these barnacles, guys, and they're definitely like little feather dusters that stick their arm out and pull them back in. So that's really cool. And I have some of those too on some of the brain rocks. So let's see here. This piece right here looks like this parietes, like almost like a camel hump. But let's see, here's some more of these barnacles. So let's see, there it is. Just get it on camera. You can just barely see them sticking up their barnacle fins and then pulling them back in. So I don't know, hopefully if these guys, I don't know if they'll live long term or not. Hopefully they will. I've had some live for quite a while in the past. But I've also had them eventually disappear, so, after like 3 to 6 months. So hopefully these guys will really live as well with the feather dusters and, won't take off. So let's check out the other feather dusters. Here's just a variety of colors. It's absolutely crazy. Let's check out this one as close as possible. Let's see if we get the details of this one. It's like a white and red and a blue as well. That one, and then the one next to him is like a white and blue. Absolutely crazy, almost like a rainbow. White, orange, and blue. There they are. And the one next to it is a psychedelic orange. There he is. And the only other one that didn't come on this rock that available is just a straight yellow, solid yellow feather duster worm. So that's the one feather duster worm that I didn't get on this particular rock. And I have seen other ones for sale, but it was like probably 2 to 3 times the price for the piece. So, and I think it was kind of like a bigger piece of rock too. So didn't get that one, but it did have some yellow ones on it. I think 1 or 2 of them. And here's another one. They're all unique. This one is similar. It's white tips to the top of it, blue and brown underneath them. And let's check out the rest of them over here. So I got 13 of them. This is an interesting one right here because this has one on the top right there. Might be getting a little too much flow foam right there, and the one underneath it, it has like a baby one or a smaller one right underneath it. It's kind of a reddish one right there. So yep, absolutely love them. Fingers crossed that these guys are going to live long term. I have kept them in the past long term for a couple years, so hopefully they will definitely last as long as that, and will do really good over the long term. So here's blue and orange one right there, so crazy. And then there's the other one in the back right there, pushing us a little close to the crush core right there, but it just barely comes out, just barely works. And then there's that one right there, but he's closed up. It's not going to open up for me. So there's a shot of the Christmas tree worm rock and Christmas tree worms. And it's kind of interesting. I just have them slammed up against the glass right here. And it's, just about an inch from the glass, just enough to get my magnet cleaner through there right, and my toothbrush that I use to clean the front of the glass right there with the crushed coral in the glass. So it has possibilities to be able to put it, more of flat facing up position, or just about anywhere on the rock work right there would look really good. But I just wanted to really see it really well when it's kind of facing all towards the glass like this. So I really like that, doing that for now, seeing how that works out. Alright, so I guess let's see what else we got over here really quick. Check out the coral scrubber. And so yeah, here's the hair algae that I pulled out for the yellow tang to eat in his fish bowl. It was right over here on my pump. So luckily it's not clogging up a pump there yet to the protein skimmer. So I grabbed it right there. Okay, here's checking out the coral scrubber over here. I put a bunch of this rock that I had in the main display of this flat rock. So I put it all up against the back glass on the walls right there, and as well as some other pieces that kind of fit right there. So I just stuck them down here. And so yeah, we got some yellow tangs eating the nori, as well as the red slime down here, but it's not the end of the world. A little bit going on. Alright, so let's check out the 20-gallon. This one right here, I had the nitrates up to 0.5 parts per million. That's right, nitrates are up to 0.7. 0.7 nitrates, getting way up there, but I added some granulated ferric oxide, so it went down to 0.62. So I know that it's going down little by little from now, and that's good. But I went ahead and added a little bit more of the granulated ferric oxide to see if it can get it down. So it's fine. That granulated ferric oxide is something that, at least in my opinion, when I'm using it, I don't like to just leave it in there and leave it and forget it, because then it'll just, it'll pull your nitrates down too far and you're not aware of it, and it'll be down at 0 for days and days and a week. So I'm testing it, so I know I'm good. I know exactly where I'm at on the phosphates. So I'm just planning on using it short term once I get it to where I want it to be at. And then I'm pulling the granulated ferric oxide out, and then going from there. So I moved out. That was where the Christmas tree worm rock was out. It was back there. Now we got some space right there. Moved the difastria brain from the other corner over into the middle right there. So definitely doing better. And what? Someone wants to see that rainbow splice? Oh my God! Do I still have the rainbow splice frags? Let's see. I still do. 2 of them right here. One green rainbow splice, the other the red and green. Oh my God! They're still alive. I can't believe it. As well as the Home Wrecker and the Walt Disney, which by the way look absolutely exactly the same right here in this setup so far. Either that or Bandit Title Guard got them confused and gave me the same one. I don't know which one is which. Are they both Walt Disney or are they both Home Wrecker? I don't know. Maybe when they grow out I will be able to tell a difference. That they actually look different when they're growing out, hopefully. So what else we can check out in here? Check out this bird's nest over here. Definitely can absolutely see it growing over the last time that it's been in here. I think well, maybe not doubled inside, but it's definitely growing like 1/4 or 1/3 of what it was. So definitely doing well, and I'm increasing the lighting in here. Alright guys, well I guess that's it. But check out on the next episode, next update to see what has lived and what just didn't make it and how everybody's doing. Alright guys, happy reefing, bye.